Hi guys, and welcome to my week 3 update video. So I don't know if you can tell, but I've actually lost more hair. They've been coming out little by little, pretty much every day. Not in bunches, but little by little, just every day I've been noticing less and less hair, especially after the shower. But the interesting thing that I've noticed just today, when I was looking in the mirror, I noticed quite a few grey hairs just in this area here and in this area here of my temples, and I've not noticed that before. I never had grey hairs in these areas before. So before my hair transplant, I had maybe around 5 grey hairs on my head altogether. I had like maybe a couple here, maybe like 3 here, and maybe like 1 here that I noticed before. And that was it before my hair transplant. And now just this morning I noticed like quite a few here. It's hard to pick up on the camera, you probably can't see, but trust me, they're there. And I just noticed them this morning, and I think that they are actually transplanted hairs that had fallen out around week 1 and have now started to grow back in. The reason why I think that is because they're shorter than the rest of my native hairs that didn't fall out, and they were short enough that I didn't notice them before, but I noticed them today just because they're finally starting to get a little bit longer, long enough for me to actually notice them. But yeah, like you really can't see them on the camera, but there's quite a lot of them there, and they're all in this area here where I had hair transplanted. Now before my hair transplant, I did actually have temples before. They were just receded a little bit here, so they were starting to kind of go slanted here. So, and the temples that I did have left, they were less dense, they weren't very dense. And they had always been like that, even from my childhood. My temples were just always dense, but then they kind of receded a little bit, like I said. So during hair transplant, they actually transplanted some hairs in this sections here in both my temples just to add density. And like I said before, like I think a lot of the hairs in this section had started to come out after week 1, and now they seem to be growing in grey. And the reason why I think it's for that is maybe just because of the trauma of the whole thing. Maybe it just made them turn grey. But yeah, I do think they are the transplanted hairs. I don't think they're native hairs because my native hairs didn't fall out, you know, in this area here mostly. Or maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe I had some shock loss in my native areas, and then now my native hairs are starting to grow back, and maybe it's my actual native hairs that are growing back grey. Maybe that's what it is. But it is what it is. Like, I'm not really too fussed about it because, you know, I'd rather have grey hair than no hair, to be honest. And like I said, because I started noticing I had a few grey hairs before my hair transplant, before I came to Turkey, I ended up buying one of these shampoos. It's an Alpacin tuning shampoo, and it's it's like a top-selling German manufactured shampoo, and it's very highly rated on Amazon. The original version of this, it's basically a caffeine shampoo, and it's supposed to stimulate your hair, and it's supposed to sort of block the DHT levels in your hair as well. So the way you use it is you just lather it and massage it into your hair, into your scalp, and then you leave it for up to 5 minutes and then wash it off. You do that maybe 2 times a week, and then yeah, you get that added benefit of DHT blocking and hair stimulation, and hopefully, you know, it fights against hair loss. But yeah, like I said, it's very highly rated on Amazon. A lot of people have a lot of good things to say about it. It's on YouTube as well. People have been reviewing this product. So yeah, and this version that I bought, it has the added benefit of colouring your hair and actually making your white hairs darker to make it less noticeable. So yeah, there are 2 different versions that you can get on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description so you can just have a look at it yourself. But yeah, I haven't started using it yet because it has colouring in it. I'm waiting till around month 6 because I was advised to wait around month 6 before you start using any kind of colouring on your hair. So we'll see how it goes anyway. So the other thing that I've noticed is some of the transplanted hairs are growing in unevenly. So like there's a bunch here that are longer than some of the other transplanted hairs, and the same on this side is like this bunch here that are longer than the others. and the same like right at the front here. This is like these hairs are a little bit longer than the rest as well. So I don't know, maybe these hairs won't fall out, maybe the rest will, or maybe they all will. I mean, who knows, we'll see as time goes on. But yeah, like, these are just some of the things that I've picked up on over the last week or so. And as you can see, my native hairs are growing in quite quickly, like quicker than the rest. But like I said, that's to be expected. I think I'll probably end up losing more and more hair all the way up to month 2. So when you see my month 2 video, I'll probably be completely bald in this section here. Or I might have like some hairs left over. But you know, we'll see when the time comes. Also during the last week, as you may have noticed just here, I've broken out in quite a few spots. I don't think that's actually because of my hair transplant. I think it's mostly because of the fact that I'm in a very warm country and I've been walking around wearing a hat and my forehead's been quite sweaty, and on top of that my forehead in general, my face in general, gets quite oily. Like my skin just produces like probably a higher than average amount of oil, and just a combination of all of that has made me break out in spots just here. So I'm not too worried about that at the moment. In terms of the itchiness, I'd say it's pretty much the same as last week. So if you watched my last week's video, week 2, I noticed that I've been a little bit itching, but not too much. The itching mainly occurs when I'm wearing a cap and there's pressure, like a little bit of pressure, like on the back of my donut area. It's like whenever I touch my donut area, or let's say I'm lying in the back of my head, it starts to get itchy and starts to get a little bit irritated, because I think there are a few pimples around the back of my head that have been popping up. It's hard to actually notice, it's hard to even pick up on camera, and it's hard to even feel, but I'm sure they're there because I'm itching in different spots around the back of my donut area. So at the moment I'm still lying when I go to sleep on my side, not on the back of my head, just because it irritates the back of my donut area and starts making me itch. So I only sleep on the side of my head. But yeah, overall the itchiness, it's not really bothering me too much. Like, I know that some of the people making videos on YouTube about their hair transplant journeys, you know, they've been itching like crazy, and yeah, I haven't had that kind of experience, at least not yet anyway. I'm still using my antihistamine tablets every day. I'm still using my finasteride 3 times a week. And yeah, I'm not really itching too much at the moment, especially when I'm not wearing a cap. But yeah, overall everything's still going pretty much as expected, apart from the white hairs that have been growing at my temples. But other than that, yeah, everything's going on track. My donut area is filling in nicely, like week by week, little by little, it's filling in. I think by around month 2 or month 3, hopefully, it will look pretty much normal again. So in just over a week's time, it will be 1 month exactly since I've had the hair transplant. So yeah, time is going by quite quickly now. And at around the 1 month mark, I will be implying a hair growth regime, hopefully to stimulate the hair growth, because I don't really want to be in this ugly duckling stage for too long. I want to try to stimulate my hairs to grow quicker. But I'll be talking about what I'll be doing more in my next week's video when I do the 1 month update. But for now, before I go, I'll just give you guys a quick look at what my hair is looking at the moment. So that was my 3-week update. So if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. If you want to follow in my journeys, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button so you'll be alerted every time I post a new video. And with that, I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.